The following is a presentation of TFNN.
This story began on a nice Florida winter day, December 10th, 2005, when a lone fisherman in Mosquito Lagoon, out near Cape Canaveral, discovered a crab trap that appeared to have something caught inside of it. As the fisherman looked closer, he noticed that a baby dolphin was tangled in a rope that had cut off the supply of blood to the dolphin's tail. The fisherman cut the rope and called for help because he saw this dolphin was struggling. The dolphin, later named Winter, was brought to the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, but too much damage was done to her tail, and it could not be saved. Now, folks, the greatest gift you can give anyone is the gift of your attention. And that is exactly what Winter received from a group of prosthetic engineers who created an innovative new design for a prosthetic tail. Winter, she's doing just fine, and her story of survival and success has gone on to touch others, many, many others. These are folks that need a more flexible prosthetic. We can't control the circumstances of life, folks, only how we respond to them. Circumstances are like the wind. Learn to set a good sail, folks, and let the wind take you to your dreams, your treasures, and your destination. Welcome to TFNN. We're glad you're here and you have our attention.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the May 3rd fantastic Friday edition of the Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today, folks. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is a tool really inspired by one of our tigers, Mike M. He sent me the following quote from Leonardo da Vinci, and the quote goes like this. It said, "It had long since come to my attention that people of accomplishment rarely sat back and let things happen to them. They went out and happened to things." That, folks, that is certainly a philosophy to live by. You know, I consider that to be really the pillars of success. And the things successful people find easy to do, unsuccessful people find not to be so easy. Successful people find it easy to set goals that could change their life. Unsuccessful people find it easy not to. Successful people find it easy to read the books that could offer, you know, something that might change their thinking or their ideas. Unsuccessful people find it easy not to do that as well. Successful people find it easy to attend classes and seminars and, you know, to go just simply hang around other successful people. Unsuccessful people, I should say it probably really wouldn't matter. To sum it up, I say it goes like this. Successful people do the things unsuccessful people don't. Thank you, Mike M., for giving us that quote there by Leonardo da Vinci. Speaking of paintings out here, let's go take a look at the paintings going on inside the marketplace out here. We've got the Dow painting, much higher prices. Dow futures up right now, 123 points. That is after the jobs report numbers that were released here at 8:30. The jobs numbers going something like this here. The U.S. economy added 165,000 new positions. I believe consensus was right around 150,000 jobs. So kind of interesting that 15,000 jobs in the whole scope of things has sent futures higher like this, but it has. You've got the ES Mini trading out at 1606. Certainly all new time highs out here. NASDAQ futures up 25 points, basically out at 29.26. You've got the euro here is flat. The euro's been up, down, and all around. Japanese yen moving. Got a 120 tick move there. Gold is off about $3, trading out at 14.64. Silver is up 3 pennies at 23.86. Light sweet crude. Must hear that we've got more people working, and so crude oil going up. That's up $1 right now, trading out at 95.04. If we take a quick peek around the world here, you've got the DAX over in Germany now up 1.5%, up 113 points. The FTSE up 1%, up 67 points out there. Over in Asia last night, the Nikkei was off 105. That was about 0.75%. and relatively flat. Well, you had flat at the Hang Seng was up 21 points. The Shanghai, on the other hand, was up 1.4%. That was up 32 points. Again, with regard to the numbers out there, Bureau of Statistics wise, the unemployment rate edged lower to 7.5% out there. The job gains looked like they were primarily in the service sector, 73,000 folks being added to bars and restaurants out there. I believe that's the case, or maybe it was 38,000 into the bars, and retail jobs about 29,000 out there. But let's go take a look at the markets and see what is going on. If you're watching us on Tiger TV, what you do see on the screen here, my screen, is you see the ES Mini. This is the S&P futures. This is a 10-minute contract out here. You can see just simply zoom, zoom, zoom. Take a look at that first 10-minute bar. That is a wide-ranging bar out there. Went from a low, or the open, at 1592 all the way up to 1604. You're trading at 1606. Markets rarely end on wide-ranging bars out here. You can see the market has moved, certainly in the, we'll take a look at a 10-minute chart, a 30-minute chart. We'll see that it is in the overbought area. So it'll be what we'll want to be paying attention to. I think what we really want to be paying attention to is not so much the open at 9:30, more so that the 10 o'clock time frame. It is jobs Friday out here. And we'll take a look at maybe during one of the breaks I'll be able to pull up one of the, see if I can locate one of the charts that I have that has notated all of the Jobs Friday reports out here. But we'll get a great volume, certainly, big volume spike, 148,000 contracts coming in between that 8:30 and 8:40 session out here. And as I say, markets don't end typically on wide-ranging bars like this, but I believe coming in around 10 o'clock, between 10 and 10:30, that will really give us an idea of what is going on in the marketplace, how the market's truly going to go ahead and respond to these numbers. Already we've seen the first response. What we want to see is what that second wave actually looks like out here in the market. If we go take a look at the daily contracts, we'll do that. We'll start off with the S&P. We'll see it's up, most certainly up over its highs. If we take a look at, well, where is this likely to head to? It's an excellent question out here. Let's go take a look at A to B equals CD patterns. I would say the easier one to be looking at from a long-term standpoint. Let's put this on a weekly basis. We'll go to a longer-term chart out here. So we'll put this on the weekly basis. We're taking a look at the S&P futures. Now, in the S&P futures, I'll go ahead and shrink this down just a tad. But you can see, coming back here into the 2009 time frame, what we do see is that rising price channel that it is traveling in. And so you're just over the midpoint of that rising price channel. So if we're going to draw an A to B equals CD on the weekly chart, what I would be doing is I'd be coming down here to the October 14th low. So on the S&P futures, you're looking at 1156.50. That would be my A point. My B point would be the high that was put in on March 30th, 2012. And the C point here that we'd be looking at would be the low of June the 8th. What we can see is that the price projection for that 1-to-1 A to B equals CD is 1614.50. Right now you're trading at 1606 out there, so just a few more points, about 8 points up, would go ahead and complete the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. Now, what you also see on this chart here is you see the 1-to-1.272. When I draw my A to B equals CD patterns, I just keep everything consistent. I use Fibonacci numbers 1.272, 1.618, 2.618 most certainly. I use from a retracement 0.786, 0.618, and 0.382 to understand the trend. So when you want to understand the trend, let's go do that. Let's take a look at this retracement here, meaning the B to C leg of that A to B move out here. And if we take a look, excuse me, if we take a look at that, that is now coming off that same A to B equals CD pattern that we drew, that little lightning bolt pattern coming off of the October 14th low. What we do see is that retracement as price moved back into that rising price channel. It was only a 0.382 retracement. When you only get a 0.382 retracement, what does that tell you? Well, it tells you that you're more likely to do the 1-to-1.272 move. The 1-to-1.272 move, as I shrink this chart down, says 1709.43. If this market is breaking out and sell in May is maybe just a bit too early, maybe it wasn't sell in May as in May 1st out there. It's going to be sell in May at some point in time out here. We do take a look at the 1 to 1.272, 1709 would be the number. Now let's take a look at, let's come all the way back in the, we haven't done this, so let's go ahead and do it. We're just trying to identify where is it that the market may be headed from here when we take a look at patterns. So if we come off of the low from March of 2009, that price 665.75 in the S&P futures contract. Again, we're looking at a weekly. We're going to take that as our A point. Our B point on here that I would use would be right at the top of that rising price channel. That was the April 30th, 2010 number. That was 1216.75. And then we have that retracement that was done right here back into July 9th of 2010. Now let's go take a look at that retracement as well, meaning what is the B to C retracement of that A to B leg out here. We'll see that is really about as perfect of a 0.382 retracement as you can get. 1,006.25 was the actual number. What it actually got down to was 1,002.75. You got to love that. You want to make sure that you are using these as part of your arsenal for trading. Now, the 1-to-1, that completed at 1552.68. If we take a look at a scrunched down chart out here, what you'll see is the 1 to 1.272 of that A to B equals CD equals the 1 to 1.272 of the smaller A to B equals CD that we drew coming off of the time period of October the 7th out there. So that says we've got two A to B equals CD patterns here that would complete right around that 1701-ish range out here. And if the market is popping, well, we know it's popping. If this is truly a breakout, then what it would look like is that would be the next target. Now, on the shorter-term basis, when I say the shorter term, I'm still right now on the weekly chart. It first needs to get up over the 1615 mark, 1616 mark. That is your 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. So that's on the little bit longer term out there. If we go back and we take a look at the 30-minute chart, we start looking at the EKG out here. What we're going to see is we're going to see a nice, big, huge upthrust. We're also going to see that the market has moved into that overbought territory. You know that any time a market gets either to overbought or oversold, what happens is it has to work its way off. Doesn't mean that the market can't move higher, just means that it needs to work its way off. From the bullish standpoint, as it works its way off, you just simply want to see it maybe being a light pullback or a sideways move out there. From a bearish standpoint, boy, you're going to want to see it get a close back below that wide-ranging bar at 9:30 this morning. That would be the price point of about 1604 out here in the marketplace. Let's go take a look and see what happened here in the metals market. Let's go see what has occurred out here. If we stop in and take a look at gold, we're going to see gold here totally flat. All right, now trading at 1465.90. That means it's down about a buck out here. You see a little doji candle. That doesn't mean anything at this point because this is still the daily session, so the candle has not completed out here. We can see still that 0.618 retracement, 1487.50 is what is holding things in place inside of gold. We take a look at silver here. Silver also not really doing a ton. It's up about 8 pennies, trading at 23.93. Our call-in number is 877-927-6648. Dow futures up 127. S&P futures up 14. We'll be right back.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces. And over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow futures up 138 right now, and let's go peek in on the currency market. Right now, I've got the daily chart of the euro up on my screen here. The yesterday, the euro making a evening star formation candle for pattern out here. That's a 3-candle pattern. So we've got here on the euro each time now. It's tried to make its way up and clear this resistance area. That resistance line I've got is really right around the 131 level. That's what we'll go ahead and call it. And we can see the first time up through that area was on April the 16th. That was a one-hit wonder, a one-day wonder, because you got that little bearish engulfing on the next trading session on April the 17th. So a competing war out there between the bulls and the bears taking place on April 16th and 17th. Then on April the 30th out here, we had the bulls try to take charge again and push back up into up and over the resistance area, running into a little bit of a problem right as it got above the April 16th high, the April 17th high that was out there, created very close to a shooting star candle as well. That was on May Day out there, and then certainly a bearish engulfing. You put them all three of those together, you've got an evening star. So we've got some real strong resistance here. This resistance line that I have, that was more of a longer-term resistance line. Right now, as I move this up to the top, we've got resistance inside the euro. You can see, I would say that resistance line really being the highs of April 16th, 1.32 even Steven out here. Of course, if you were in the euro on a short basis, you would want your stop, in essence, to be above the close, above the high of May 1st. I'll get that out. Above the high of May 1st, which is 1.3241 out there. Right now, let's go take a look at the intraday chart here. Take a look at the 30-minute chart of the euro. We could see here after the jobs number, we had another wide-ranging bar down. This is between 8:30 and 9 a.m. Right now we're getting a little bit of a bounce out here. We had a wide-ranging bar come out yesterday between 9 and 9:30. That was after Mario Draghi was out there. And so the euro here is on the intraday chart. On the 30-minute chart, you can just take a look at those wide-ranging bars. It tells you it wants lower price out here. And that's what it looks like, at least at the moment to me. If we take a look at the other currency pairs, let's go take a look at the Japanese yen. Japanese yen here, U.S. dollar currency pair. That is trying to make another run for its highs out here, its recent highs. That would be, we could call it about the April 22nd time frame, right around 99.87 in the market. You still have this three drive to a top pattern that is still in place out here as the Japanese yen was up in that 99.50 range. Until it breaks through that area, pattern is still absolutely valid. If we go take a look at the Great British Pound out here, we're taking a look at the daily chart. What we've seen is the Great British Pound here has made the 1 to 1.272. A to B equals CD. We know that was our expectation, just simply because of that shallow retracement of that B to C leg. That was up 0.382. We had that hammer candle, the bullish engulfing, that got us up off the bottom floor out here, with the market being in the oversold condition. That's really what you want to see coming off of oversold. Just likewise, on the overbought condition, you'd be looking for the exact opposite out here. With regard to the Great British Pound, at the moment, still looks like to me what it wants to do is continue its trek higher, and that would take the pound up to about 1.576. That's where it would be setting up a 0.618 Gartley sell pattern. If we take a look at that, we can go ahead and actually draw that in on the system out here. Looks to me like that is really, I didn't exactly do a good job of catching the bottom point out here. I can do that again for all of you. Now, if you are listening on the radio or your mobile device at tfnn.mobi, remember you can catch the live stream of the show just by going to the homepage of tfnn.com. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see a button that's got 3 smartphones. Click on that. The show will stream live to you. And as always, you can catch the archive on Channel 9. Now we've got the 0.618 butterfly or Gartley sell pattern that is drawn in here. If we take a look at the bar, even though it's a little bit of a bearish candle that occurred yesterday, we take a look at the body that it was, in essence, engulfing here. Very small body that it's engulfing, so you got to give it a little bit of room to run. Really, you've got that nice wide-ranging bar on April the 25th, and I would say until you get it closed below that high on April 25th is 1.5479 out there, that you still have the bulls in control of the Great British Pound U.S. dollar. As we go back to the futures out here, we'll go back to that intraday futures. I was trying to do that, and I just missed the button there. There we go. There's the ES. We can still see futures moving higher as we come into the open. We know this market is going to pop. It's going to be what happens between 10 and 10:30 that will likely set the pace. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of tfnn.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives you Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. With Market Insights, nothing is left to guessing. With the market at record levels, volatility is here, and now is a perfect time to take advantage of a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights. As recently as March 26th, Tom advised his subscribers to liquidate their 4 short-term equity holdings, closing out all 4 positions for a combined 15.9% profit, and on April 1st, Tom advised his clients to sell their longer-term position in AIG warrants, locking in more than a 40% profit in just that one trade. If you'd like to see the kind of newsletter Tom O'Brien sends out to his subscribers each morning, then sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing TigerTV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're off to the races. We got the Dow up 139 points, trade out at 14,971. S&P's up 16, trade at 1613. New all-time highs for both of those. The composite trade out at 33.74, up 1%, up 33 points. Russell 2000 up 1% as well, trade out at 950. Google up $12 and change. Apple up 660. Microsoft up 8 ticks. Intel up 24 ticks. Cisco up 6. Green across the board here. Leading the charge to the upside is Regeneron Pharmaceuticals up $15 and change. That's up 6%. Google right behind them up $11. FleetCor Technologies getting into the race here. They're number 3, up $5.68. That's up 7%. Apple getting into the game as well. Now up $7. Amazon up 5, trading out at $257. We've got Cummins Inc., CMI, up $334. Procera Networks, PKT, up 3 1/4. That's up 29%. That has a big move going out there. PKT is the ticker symbol out here. Let's see if they were out with numbers here. Let me see. They did release results. I just don't see the numbers other than they posted a Q1 loss per share of 30 cents versus a profit before of 4 cents. Everybody is joining in at the party. Fortune Brands out with earnings as well. FBHS, they are trading up here about 10% this morning. Let's go see what Fortune Brands posted. They did net income of $37 million versus $13 from the prior year, and net sales for Q1 of $890 million versus $798. You have Floor Corp FLR also out with numbers. They are trading up 6%. Their numbers reported $7.2 billion in revenue versus $6.3. Earnings per share of $1.02 versus 91, and that is your group of leaders to the upside. Oh, there's more, but let's take a look at what's moving to the downside out here as well. We've got Chemed Corp. CHE is the ticker symbol. No news behind it, but it is down a healthy 20% this morning, trading off $16. LinkedIn just behind them. They were out with numbers after the bell last night, down $15 and change. That's off $7.50. They're trading at $185.72. In third is Vocera Communications, VCRA. Oh, that's off 35% this morning. Talk about a kibosh out here. They are down down $6.83. Let's take a look at their reported numbers out here, see if I can find something. They reported a net loss of $1.6 million. I don't see what that was compared to. Versus a profit of $1.4 million finally popped up there. And the loss per share, 14 cents versus a 23-cent loss per share in the prior quarter. My goodness, but they are getting just absolutely hammered and smoked. You've got Terra Data Corp, TDC. That is off 6% this morning, down 3.20. Thoratech Corp, THOR, is down 7%. You've got Guidance Software, GUID, off 21%. Oh, my goodness. Some of these stocks are really taking it to the downside here. GUID. Let's see what their revenue numbers were. They reported $26.9 million versus $27.2. On the revenue side, the income side, I just see a loss per share of 26 cents versus a loss of 15 cents out there. You've got Zag. Zag is zigging and zagging to the downside. It's down 27% out here. Zag out with numbers as well. Looks like they did revenue of 26.9 versus 27.2 to, let's see, was that the year? That was Q1 out there. So Zag is zigging and zagging to the downside. Not these markets, though. You've got the Dow's up 142 right now. S&P is up 17. So let's go take a look at some of the action out here with these stocks that are popping and dropping as we take a look at numbers. So you got Regeneron is leading to the upside. We don't need to look at that. We've done that for quite some time. Let's go take a look at Mohawk Industries. MHK is the ticker symbol. I think I have that out here on my screen. Doesn't look like it, so we're going to add it. MHK, let's go see what this is moving up into. It is gapping up this morning. Volume-wise, so far, nothing huge behind the move, considering it had a big move to the downside yesterday. Let me go ahead and refresh my screen. So we're looking at Mohawk Industries out here at a big volume bar. If this thing was going to fall out of bed, or when it does fall out of bed, look out below. It'll head to 12, 12, 12. Oh, I'm sorry, that's 12, 21, 12 out there. A little bit of dyslexia going on. That was that is a relatively wide-ranging bar, high-volume bar out there, and that price point is $93.95. Not in play today, that's for sure. It is moving up into its swing point high out here, where it last previously gapped down. Its swing point high was April 12, 392,000 shares. It gapped down on the 15th out here, as the market did, with 952,000 shares. So far this morning, on its gap up, 155,000 shares in 9 minutes of trading. That is on Mohawk Industries out here. Let's go take a look at LinkedIn. LinkedIn leading the charge here to the downside. That is a strong equity. So it's kind of interesting. We'll see what kind of volume. Much like inside the Dow out here, where we're taking a look at some of these strong stocks inside the Dow, which were, have volume off of the highs. And we'll go take a look at those as well, see how they are behaving today with the market with the Dow being up 148. But first, we've got the island reversal in LinkedIn. This is a classic, is not? My goodness, let me refresh my screen out here. So you got an island reversal here. It is amazing. The patterns that we have seen on the leaders inside the market. So if there's going to be a change in leadership, we are most certainly seeing that. Inside LinkedIn here, let's take a look at this. the session here on April the 1st, May Day out here, the high was 195.50. Yesterday's low, 196.43. Today we're gapping down with volume. So far, in the first 10 minutes of trading, it's done 2.1 million shares. Made a high yesterday with 6.5 million shares. Where this is going to move all the way back to, from a test standpoint, is going to be the breakout from February 8th. The low of that bar is 140.13. The high is 151.89, and only 13.9 million shares down there. 13.9 million shares, and you've already done 2.2 million shares. And you've created an island reversal at all-time highs. Of course, we know this is an IPO out here that came out. The IPO date was May the 19th, so we're now basically 1 year into this, and this thing has given a significant bearish reversal signal. That is on LinkedIn, so you want to pay attention to this equity here. You know, if it didn't have this wide-ranging bar right here, this big, fresh move up on February 8th, this would be one you would most certainly want to fire away on the short side out here. You'd wish you'd have seen that breakout, back down here, maybe around the $90 range. But you got a very bearish pattern on LinkedIn. Let's take a look at some of these other stocks here that are popping and dropping. Let's take a look at, to the downside. We had some big ones to the downside percentage-wise. So let's go see what's going on inside each of those. You've got ChemEd Corp. CHE is the ticker symbol. They're number 2 in the clubhouse to the downside, and that's off 20%. Oh, with volume. Big volume out here. So now this thing, let's go see where this is headed to. Volume so far this morning is 398,000 shares. But when you consider so it's not the most liquid of stocks. Where is this going to come all the way back to? Oh, my goodness. This is going to come all the way back down, it looks like, to this high volume low. This equity going back to November 16, 2011, had 3 million shares out there. That price range is anywhere between 48.10 to 55.90. It's trading at 65.51 right now with volume to the downside. Let's go take a look at this next beauty here, number 3 in the clubhouse. It's down 36% out here, and this is Vocera Communications, VCRA. Is the ticker symbol. Maybe it wasn't good to have VCR as part of its ticker symbol because those have gone by the wayside. So now let's go see what Vocera is doing because it's going by the wayside with volume. Volume to the downside here. So far this morning, in only 13 minutes of trading, we've got volume of 1.8 million shares out here. You saw some volume off of the top most recently on this on February 28th. That was certainly a sell signal. It moved down with 2 million shares. Well, it's going to have no problem exceeding that volume. Where is this coming back to? Well, how about this? This looks like an IPO from March 28th, 2012. This looks like a one-hit wonder. There is not a single person right now as we speak that is in the profit position on Vocera, VCRA. What in the heck do they do out here? Let's go take a look. They are in obviously, Vocera Communications, in the communication business somehow. Let's see. Vocera provides mobile communication solutions to healthcare and non-healthcare markets, so maybe we could say they used to. The company offers voice communication solutions, which include wearable voice-controlled communication badge and software platform that enable users to connect instantly with other hospital staff. Well, I tell you what, this is not a good-looking stock chart. Looks like French toast out there. That's Vocera. Let's take a look here. What else do we have big number-wise? Oh, Zag. We were talking about Ziggin and Zaggany. So this one goes out for Steve Zaggany here, one of our guys in the production room. ZAGG is the ticker symbol. Gapping down this morning, has got some pretty decent volume. I think Zag is one of the iPhone folks out there, aren't they? Don't they produce accessories? Let's see. Zag manufactures and distributes accessories for mobile devices in the United States, and they operate under Zag and iFrog Z. Well, let's go take a look at this. Let's get rid of all of the data I've got on here. So this is moving back. We take a look at the original breakout area. It's now trading back below that level. So that is not a good sign. That breakout area, we'll put the line across it. We'll put a couple lines across the screen. This had held here in the past. That was the breakout from October 14th, 2010. That was 9.6 million shares to the upside. It is now down below that and below where it actually broke out from. So this is spelling double trouble here for ZAG. It is below an area that should act as support. Now, the day is not over. The low of that breakout session, let me just expand this up a bit so I can actually give you the correct number. We're taking a look at the day that it broke out was October 14th, and the low of that on that trading session was 624. Again, the volume that is going against 9.6 million shares out here, but that was quite a while ago. As we take a look at so far today in early trading, 1.3 million shares, so it's got volume. Breaks this area, where's ZAG headed to? $2. $2, folks. This thing made a high back here on August 15, 2011 at $17.10 out there. Let's take a look at what else. Let's see what do we have popping to the upside here. We got Procera Networks. That's the biggest percentage mover right now that shows up on my screen. Really, I just search first just for dollar movers as opposed to percentage movers. And the percentage movers, I get too many penny stocks in there. But if we do take a look at PKT out here, PKT gapping up with nice volume. It's up 30% here this morning, 31.95%. So let's go see what this is doing. This is doing nothing other than moving back into the area where it broke down from. So if we take a look at this stock chart also getting below a breakout area that took place back in November 8th of 2011. So this thing makes a high out here, July 27th, gets up to $25.99, 413,000 shares. Of course, this thing was giving you signals that it had problems right about here. April 20th, 2012. What do you see there? You see volume off of the highs inside this equity. It did 3.7 million shares to the downside. Now, that was not at all-time highs, but it was highs coming off of lows back in the 2010, early 2011 time frame. So that was your first real sell signal on this. Defied gravity and went ahead and moved higher. Looks like it may have made some type of expansion butterfly pattern as it moved up to the top. Oh, how about that? It made, look at that. Now there's a beauty. So take a look at this equity and take a look at patterns. So this thing here, as we said, was making a high it made a high April 9th. That level came in at 24.20. Goes ahead and moves down, makes a retracement, not coming back to any breakout. Well, it did come back right into a breakout area. This thing had broken out, slight breakout, back on December 21st, 2012. So if you're just listening on the radio, this would be a great stock here just to show you a couple of different patterns and how they come together. So we'll draw the line across the screen out here. Let's go ahead and shorten that up just a tad. So as we take a look at this equity, it breaks out with some decent volume. That was on 222.12. Did it with 1.2 million shares. Moves higher, comes back and tests that area. Tested with 360,000 shares. Does that on May 21st. So 360 going against 401, which was the breakup, but really the benchmark of 1.2 million shares. What does it do then? Goes ahead and makes an A to B equals CD pattern. Makes a high out here. 25.95 makes a 1.272 butterfly pattern. Then you've got those very bearish candle here on July the 6th. No real volume behind that move, so this goes back up and tests the high from July 5th. That had 170,000 shares. Was making a test with decent volume, 413, but on that next test on July 30th, that wasn't so good. That was 137,000 shares. And then what happens? You get this volume relatively off of the high back on November 2nd with 535,000 shares, and then you get the big volume down, a bigger volume spike right here on February 28th. This thing has been signaling that it's got some problems. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up about a full percentage point now. That's up at 143 points, trading at 14,974. The leader, though, percentage-wise in the clubhouse is the Russell 2000, so we're seeing a move here in the small caps. They most certainly have not participated at all to the upside. It has been all participation, really, to the downside volume-wise, so you'll be checking back in at 4 o'clock, see how the day plays out, what kind of volume is behind this move. We've got the NASDAQ 100. That is up 1.2%, up 36 points, trading at 29.47, and that's what we've got on my screen here right now as we take a look at the NASDAQ 100. You know, this is the NASDAQ in the composite. If this is a breakout, which it looks to be at the moment, this is what is going to power the markets higher. The NDX 100 has certainly been the laggard. We've been paying attention to this 786 Gartley pattern. As you know, I've said when these things fail, they often will turn into a butterfly pattern, and that is exactly what it is that we have going on here. The NASDAQ 100 first after it breaks that 0.786 level, goes up and makes that 100% move of a move. It accomplished that on April 29th, did that on the 30th as well. As the market was pulling back significantly on May Day, the NDX 100 really didn't. And volume on that was light. It was a test of a swing point on light volume, but that the bar of a candle really being the essence of price here, not breaking, really an inside day from a bar-to-bar standpoint. And I'm not taking a look at the shadows, the wicks on the candle, just really taking a look at the bars here. Very much an inside day on May Day, and yesterday's move higher was kind of one of those things that said, something to think about. Well, if we take a look at this turning into a butterfly coming out of its cocoon, because that is what the NDX 100 is doing here, we'll go take a look at that price projection. That price projection would be 29.8283 out here. Doesn't have much further to go, just another maybe 40 points or so as we draw in what that actually looks like. We'll go ahead and actually color this one in. This is the butterfly pattern that it would now appear to be making. So that will take you up in around that range of 29.83 out there. And that is in the NDX 100. So you're gapping up this morning here. So you got some power. Let's go take a look at volume now. Let's go over and take a look at the actual Qs themselves, see what kind of volume we've got behind the move inside the NDX this morning. Gapping up, obviously, that's easy to say. 5.4 million shares so far in the first 26 minutes of trading. Yesterday, 31 million shares. So if the volume is able to maintain itself, it's clearing this swing point here from September the 19th. That's got 36 million shares out here. So if it can clear 36 million shares, that would be a very positive sign from a volume standpoint. Yesterday was 31 million shares. You can see got above that level on lighter volume. Here was the failure in the Qs that I was referring to, the September 19th session, 36 million shares. And that was compared to a test of that swing point on May Day with 28 million shares, but still not enough to back off, just as the rest of the market had done. So it's really going to be coming from the Qs and the composite that will go ahead and power this market higher. Let's go check in on a couple of these Dow stocks here where we've seen some real breakdowns. Merck is one of them. Merck here today really not doing much. In fact, moved up, a little bit higher and is trading lower. So Merck is not joining in on the party. Let's go take a look at IBM as soon as I can find it here on my chart. Come on, baby. Where are you, IBM? Come on. I guess I could just type it back in. That might be easier than actually searching for it. But there we go, IBM. Persistence. Folks, our Friday session is over. IBM trying to get into the area where it broke down from on April the 18th. It is Fantastic Friday. Stick around for the Nadex Bull Bear Binary Option Hour, folks, and have a fantastic weekend. I will look forward to seeing you on Monday. Take care, folks.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.